Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Coffee with AJ. And hang on a second. Okay. Um. So. Oh yeah. I need to do the introduction before I get going with the main idea. So, my name is AJ. I'm a heavy metal artist. My solo project name is Fire from Heaven. And this is the Fire from Heaven philosophy. I record these lives on my Facebook, but I also record them as a podcast. So if you ever want to go back and listen to the old episodes of all the lives I recorded, and a lot of past episodes that weren't recorded as lives, but just podcasts. But if you don't want to ever check out those episodes, just go to the Fire from Heaven philosophy on your preferred streaming platform. It should be there, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I guess I just like to describe a little bit of like what I do as a heavy metal artist. I'm a solo artist. I don't remember if I specified that, but basically my genre is heavy metal. But I like to specify a little bit, and just because there's literally thousands of other metal artists, and there's just a lot out there. It's a big. If you think of it as just the umbrella genre, heavy metal, that's like an ocean of artists. Lots of different fish, and it's like there's always a bigger fish, whatever. So what I do is I differentiate myself a little bit, and I specify mythical metal. So that makes it smaller. It's not an ocean, it's a pond, And there's not going to be very many artists that describe themselves that way. So I can be a big fish in a small pond. So that's why I do that. That's why I niche down as a marketing idea, but I apply it to my music because it works. So, I guess I also like to give a little bit of like who I am, just for any new listeners. I describe my music and stuff. Basically, this podcast is just the ideas behind the music and everything. Behind Fire from Heaven. Just kind of like everything that's going on in the scenes, all the work that's going on behind the music, I guess, and all the thoughts and ideas, and I just share my own like work philosophy, art philosophy, just life philosophy, all those, just like set of ideas for art, for work, all those, and how they all just kind of go together. So that's a little bit of like what I talk about on this podcast, and I think that's it for the introduction. I guess I do give it a little bit of like who I am. Like I like to call myself a metal dad, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So we're gonna get on to today's topic, and so a lot of times in like these podcasts, like again, like a lot of times I tell the stories behind the music or things like that, or the ideas behind the song, or the story behind the song, stuff like that. I talk about things like that, but I also just talk about things I'm learning in life, things I'm doing, things I have done, all sorts of stuff. So there's that. But I think I titled this episode something about time is your the best investment with the highest ROI, and ROI means return on investment. And that's good coffee. I put hot chocolate in my coffee. But anyways, time is a big thing you can invest into whatever it is like you feel called to do in life. So I guess a lot of people don't realize how important time is till it gets away from them. But I would just like I was just gonna like tell a little bit about like my story, and for the longest time, I'm just giving an example here. Uh, for the longest time, um, I think I lived with my parents maybe one or probably like 2 years after I graduated, and then moved away for a year, and then moved back for maybe 6 months, and then moved back away. But anyways, what I was getting at is, and even before I graduated high school, I knew what I wanted to do and started investing time into it. Especially while I had time. So if like you young people are listening, listen up, okay? If you want to do something, start investing time into it now. I don't think this is just personal opinion, but you don't have to go to college to learn something. You don't have to go to college to know how to do something. If you just want to start business or whatever, start working towards it. You don't have to go to college, okay? You can if you want to. Do what you want. But you don't have to. That's not the only path to financial success. It's often a very deceptive path that looks safe, Then you come away with loads of debt and no job in your profession that can help pay off that debt very fast. So, anyways, I'm trying to rag on people who want to go to college or are in college. It's fine. I didn't go. I started investing time right away into what I wanted to do because I knew what I wanted to do. And, maybe it's also because of how I was raised, my attitude in life. Like, I didn't care what anybody else wanted me to do. When I was about to graduate high school, there were people pressuring me, where are you going to go to college? Where are you going to go to college? I'm not going, okay? Or they'd ask me, like, oh, are you going to go to college? I'd be like, I don't know. We better figure it out. I'm 17 years old. How am I supposed to know what I want to do with my life? It's just dumb. It's dumb how much pressure it put on high school graduates to know what they want to do in life. Some people maybe they just like the way they've been raised, like they don't know who they are or what they want, Sometimes there's a lot of people raised in that kind of home where they're just like not encouraged to pursue what they want or who they want to be. So sometimes it just takes time. I always knew what I wanted to do, which was music, making music, producing music, and whatever I had to do, I'd make do, So the biggest return on investment I've gotten, the biggest thing you can invest in that gives the highest return on your investment is time. Because, like I said, even before I graduated high school, I was learning how to produce music. I was, and I was blessed just to have my dad, who was very musically inclined, and he just loved music. And at one point, had this big old piano, and decided to get rid of it and use all the money to buy recording equipment and stuff like that. So I was able to get some experience making music because he did that. And it's so that's one thing I want to point to. Parents, like, encourage your kids to pursue things they love, because that's what my dad did, and that's why I'm where I am. And I can't imagine where I'd be if I didn't have my dad encouraging me like that. So seriously, the biggest thing I was able to have is like time. While a lot of other high school kids are out partying, drinking, all that stuff, dumb stuff, waste of time, Not to make myself seem higher, I'm just trying to give the example. Everybody's out doing dumb crap, while you could be investing time into something that's gonna basically, provide, like what my music does for me now. It provides extra income. It allows me a lot more freedom, more time to continue to invest back into it. While a lot of other people were just out partying and stuff. So, and I was also going to talk about this. Like after I graduated, I stayed home for a couple of years, just investing as much time as I could into my music. Because I had that freedom because they wanted me to like pursue what I knew I wanted to do, and they knew I was working hard towards that. It's like, just because you're not making money doesn't mean you're not working hard. So I would do that and just work part time. And for several years, I just got a lot of kickback from people like, oh, you should be going to college or something, figuring out a good job. Music's not a good job, not a good career. How do you know? You don't know anything about the music industry. There's always gonna be people like that in your life. You just gotta deal with them, but you don't think it has to be the point where you have to like cut them out of your life, especially if they're family. The same people are still in my life now, and they're very encouraging, and they've learned and grown as people too. So, and for a long time I resented those people because they were close to me, but it just seemed like such a dumb thing to be unkind over. But anyways, I'm getting off on a rant. Time is the greatest thing you can invest, because a lot of times it gives you more time. Even after moving out of my parents, I lived in crappy apartments for a long time, and I worked part-time still, and I was still able to invest a lot of time. So I don't know, that's just like what I wanted to emphasize in this episode, is just how valuable time is. It's like, it is the one thing we cannot get back. You know what I mean? You can get money back. You can get a lot of things back. You can't get time back. It is the least emphasized thing you can invest in today. Invest in stocks, all that. Invest in real estate. Invest in time. Invest your time into time. Does that make sense? I don't know. But it's just like the one thing you can't get back. You can't. You can't get 1 second back from your life. You're like, that's when you do something or whatever, and you're like, well, that's however much time in my life I'll never get back. Yeah, exactly. Be more intentional with your time. You want to learn a good skill to learn early on in life, especially any young people listening to this, listen up. I'm still young, but just shut up and listen, okay? Learn time management, okay? Listen to me. Learn time management. Time's the most important thing you have. Not the most important thing you have, but like the thing you can't ever get back. Basically what I'm trying to emphasize. You can't ever get back time. So, it's the most important thing you should be investing in. So, invest in it. Hang on. Oh, well, hello, Michael. Hang on, guys. I'm just reading this comment. Oh, wasting time. Oh, yeah. That's a good thing to talk about, too. Like, that's again, like, what I'm trying to emphasize is being intentional with your time. So, and that's why, like, treating it more important. You're gonna be more intentional, and you're gonna be careful about wasting it. So, that's what I've been talking about, is the importance of time, learning time management skills, and and especially like what you were talking about, Michael. Just seeing whenever there's something that could be wasting your time, basically. You know, just being more wary of it and being more intentional. When you're being more intentional, then you're gonna be more wary of like things like that, I guess. So yeah. Um, but yeah, that's a good point. Don't waste your time on something, you know. And it's hard to really know if you're wasting your time on something. And like sometimes I believe I'm wasting my time with all the things that I do, working on music, recording podcasts, and all that. But it's like, no, you know, it's just like one of those things. You know, there's going to be a long lasting effect. I mean, just because you're not getting results right away. So I would also, you know, say that, you know, with certain situations, like it's like what I've learned to do with my music is like I wasted a lot of time waiting for a band, and at one point I was finally like, okay, screw it, I'm just gonna start doing it myself, you know. So I wish I would have started doing that sooner, and I wasted a lot of time, you know, kind of, you know, I was wanting to start a band and stuff like that, and I would always reach out to people, and then they would be like, oh yeah, that's a great idea, and then not be serious about it. So, you know, also, you know, something I can play into that is like failures. Like, if you have been wasting your time, don't waste more time by like sitting there regretting that you wasted your time. Just, you know, figure out how you can get past that and keep going. You know, if you do waste your time, just don't spend a lot of time on it. Yeah, you wasted some time, but don't obsess over the failure of it. Just keep going. So yeah, because again, like with the band thing, for me, it's like, again, like I wasted a lot of time waiting. I was talking about how I started investing my time into like music production and stuff like that while I was still in high school, but yeah, that was probably maybe like my last year. Before that, most of my like I got into music when I was like 14, and like immediately then I was like, this is what I want to do in life. So I started trying to figure out band stuff. And again, I had that situation over and over again with people. It's like not wanting to be serious enough, but like kind of just would play with you, and you'd be like, "Oh yeah, that sounds like a good idea. Let's do that." You know, and it's like just people who didn't know what they wanted to do in life. You know, so nothing against them, but it's just frustrating. You think you'd figured it out, like I figured out a band or something, and like, okay, so when do we want to practice? When do we want to like start writing? Are we just gonna play like cover songs, you know? And then they never get back to you. It's like you finally thought you figured it out, and then, you know. So I definitely know what you mean, Michael, with the whole. Uh, it is frustrating when people waste your time like that, and sometimes you just gotta. Okay, well, if you're gonna waste my time, just, you know. I just tried to find a way to not depend on anyone else but me, you know. If people weren't gonna help me make a band, I would freaking do it myself. That's the conclusion I came to. So maybe figure out how you can do that all yourself. I don't know how. That's where I was in life. It's like, how am I gonna do this by myself? I don't care. I'm gonna figure out how to do it by myself because I'm sick of all these people that won't take it seriously enough and keep wasting my time. You keep wasting my time, right? Like, get out of here, you know? So, yeah. Um, Again, time management. I don't even think I'm that good at time management, honestly. Um, you know, learn time management, be disciplined. Just learn to be disciplined early on in life. Yeah, if you got parents that teach you to be disciplined, thank them. You got parents that teach you to be disciplined with your time, that taught you to get up in the morning, you know, things like that. Thank them. It's a great skill, you know, just being disciplined. And I'm glad I had a lot of that growing up as well. Um, Very like hardworking family. I just thought you'd taught me to like, work hard, basically. That plays into this too. It's like work hard, invest in time, invest time into what you want to do. Even if you're up late, up early, invest time in what you want to do. And keep investing, Stop spending. That's another good thing. I try to think of anytime I spend money, I'm trying to think about, okay, am I just spending thing? Am I just blowing money? Or is this an investment? So like, just, I don't know. Think of like anything you want to do. Am I investing in something? Is this something that can grow? Or am I just kind of just spending? So, so am I spending my time or investing my time? Do you spend your time doing something? Or do you invest it? Invest your time. Stop spending your time. You don't have an unlimited amount of time. Money? That's debatable, Time? Mm-mm. You have so much time. And that's it. So, better stop spending it and invest in something that's going to allow you to have. It's not going to give you more time than you would have had before, but it's going to give you more time to do the things you want to do. So, invest in your time so you can have more time to do the things you want to do. Yep. I'm thanking my old self as a kid just for, all those summers spent inside practicing guitar, all those summers spent inside learning how to make music, all those frustrating times trying to figure out how to produce music, just all the things I've done leading up to this point. Do something today that your future self is going to thank you for doing. Your future self's not going to thank you for watching a TV show or something, They're going to thank you for growing, for investing in something. So, that was the point of this video, this podcast. Thank you for watching or listening. Thank you, my friend Michael here, who commented and made a great point about wasting time. So, again, if there's people, I just point to like if you're wanting to do something in life and you're depending on other people, stop. Unless you think those people are reliable, stop. Figure out how to do it yourself. That sounds like selfish or self-reliant. I don't know. But I just got to a point, it's like, no one's serious about it. I'm the only one, so I'm just going to do it. Find a way to do it. That started me on the path of fire from heaven. What became fire from heaven? My coffee's a little bit cold now. So, we will talk later. Stay metal.